Center Superintendent of Schools. I want to be the first to welcome you to the Ellen Garrison building at Concord Middle School. We're very excited to have you here tonight. We have planned a brief real ribbon cutting outside here, and then we have another brief program for you in the auditorium with a lot of students involved. So we hope you'll stop in there and enjoy a few words of appreciation and some performances by the middle school students. And then the building is yours to explore until about 6 o'clock, because we are a very busy place at this time of year, and you will see the cafeteria set up for the 8th grade semi-formal that starts at 6:30. So, obviously, we've never been able to do that at the middle school before. We've always had to go to the high school. So there's your first example of the difference the new building makes. So without any further ado, I am going to officially open the Ellen Garrison building at Concord Middle School. Sneak peek at the amazing parent work that's gone on to transform the cafeteria for the dance on your way in, and we'll ask you to come in and sit with us for a little bit before we send you off. Come on in.
Possible for our children. This building is truly amazing and incredibly welcoming. Thank you very much.
Well, I think this building is really cool, and I'd like to see everyone use and get along together well and have a great education.
Well, after 9 years of planning and 5 years of hard work by a lot of citizens and administrators and people of Concord, we are finally seeing the beautiful new Ellen Garrison building at Concord Middle School. It is full of light and creativity, and will be an unbelievably great place for 50-year students to learn. So thank you to all involved, and great job.
All incoming fifth graders land in the same spot in sixth grade. And so the big adjustment would be that our seventh and eighth graders will be in one of our two campuses, and then all of our sixth graders will be together at the same campus at one of our two middle school buildings. And so you can imagine the life of the current fifth grader and how cool it will be and how impactful it will be to travel as a cohort with their entire friend group to sixth grade versus the situation now, which is that they're splitting after fifth grade and sixth grade, and then all of our seventh and eighth graders would also all be together in the same building. I'm really excited for this. I believe, in my opinion, the fifth to sixth grade transition is the hardest transition a student experiences from kindergarten to 12th grade. Many of our teachers have experience working in both buildings. Neither building is unfamiliar to students in the other building. And so I think that there's a lot of infrastructure in place to address the fear of change. And I think that that's a very positive thing.
welcome the CMS Honors Choir. They're going to sing a piece for you entitled Here Comes the Sun.
back there, there are so many people in this room that played success in this building, but I will say that the students are the biggest performers both tonight and daily. I couldn't resist the opportunity. I've walked many construction sites. I'm an architect. I design buildings, didn't design this building, so it's weird to be on the other side. But many times that I've come through and walked this building under construction, but couldn't miss the opportunity for the PTG when they offered to walk around. And my greatest joy is when I see students learning. So that day was powerful. It was great, like kids in the cafeteria. We stood on the bridge as classes changed. It was chaos, but like all the kids talking, smiling, saying what a great building it is. So I have the pleasure of having a 6th grader who goes to school here and a 4th grader who will go to school here. So I personally benefit, but I just want to say that those students and their feedback is really important. So thank you, students, for showing up every day and hopefully loving this building. If there's anything you don't like, let's hear it, because that's the best part, to learn from all of our projects. So thank you to everyone. I wish I could name all the names, but we would be here all night, and this is about the students. So just want to say a brief thank you, and you're all appreciated, everyone who contributed. And students and community and the future students, enjoy it. This is such a magnificent project for our town.
Hi everyone. The reason I want to speak tonight is because the people that are involved in this project should not be tasked with thanking themselves. And I want to share a perspective as someone who is a father and a community member who started about 3.5 years ago attending the 7 a.m. middle school building committee meetings. And what I saw was truly remarkable. It was 16 people that are volunteers. And the time that they gave is beyond comprehension. For 6 years, about twice a month, it works out times 16 people to over 4,800 hours. Everything you saw in those videos, every tile in this building, every piece of wood trim, this podium was thought through and discussed, and it was done with collaboration and with community and with volunteerism at the forefront. I want to call out Dawn and Pat Nelson as the chairs of this group. There's a great quote that says, "True leadership is guiding others to success." And over at contentious times, at tough times, at really hard meetings, they did that. Pat and Dawn did that, and they deserve incredible thanks. So while I'm speaking here alone, I'm not here alone. We've got Adrian with the middle school PTG, and we've also got some other community members and fellow parents, Jeff and Yumi and Serena and Kate Pels and others who are here with me. And we put together a couple of things to thank the middle school building committee. First, we put together a plaque that's over there, and we can, anyone's come up and see it afterwards. That is going to be mounted somewhere appropriately in the building. And I do want to take the time to call out the names of the middle school building committee and these community volunteers. So on the plaque it says, "For 6 years, the CMS Building Committee worked tirelessly to oversee every aspect of designing and building this school. For their contributions to our community and service to our students, we honor these dedicated community volunteers." The plaque is somewhat different in that it lists everyone past and present that's been involved in the project. And so you can go up and see it afterwards. We also did something else. We reached out to parents and community members, and we asked for feedback and input. And we collected over 50 individual messages from families of Concord and put it into a book. And we printed these books, and they have various pictures from the entire process all the way through in rough chronological order, and then interspersed throughout it is the messages from the community to the middle school building committee. So I won't have them all come up right now, but up front here on the table is a gift bag and And in closing, I want to read what's on the inside of the card. It says, "Thank you for serving on the CMS Building Committee, for the collaboration and cooperation, for stepping up and volunteering, for the sacrifices you made and the family time you missed during all those 7:30 a.m. meetings, for 6 years of tireless effort, for pushing through adversity and challenges and change orders, for incorporating community feedback, for making sustainability a priority for Ellen Garrison and Elizabeth Peabody and Franklin Samuel, for the teachers and the students in the entire Concord community. Your efforts created 4 walls with tomorrow inside, and the 4 walls are spectacular." So thank you from grateful community members and friends.
I'm Taylor Thompson. I'm co-president of the CMS PTG, and we've seen how students are using the building, and we've obviously been in the building. We're setting up for the semi-formal right now. And just to echo what Wilson already said, it is spectacular the way the students are using the building and coming together as one community after being separated in 2 different buildings for so many years. Has really been so much fun to watch, and we're really looking forward to next year and being able to hold events, PTG events here in one building together, where for the past forever we've been doing 2 separate events in 2 separate buildings. So just on behalf of the CMS PTG, I'd like to thank the building committee as well. So thank you.
Donna mentioned some of the professionals that were behind the scenes for working tirelessly to get us to this point. So I'm going to just mention 3 main groups of people, and I'm going to do this as a category, so I'm going to ask them to wave their hands when I name them as a group. First, I want to thank Hill Lero as our project manager. They have spent hourless years in that area. Many years of us dedicated to coming. They've been on the project since the minute we started 6+ years ago. I want to thank SMA, who was our architect team. You get to wave too. They were part of that initial vision of what would this school be, what did we want it to be, and the work we did there. In their partners, using Cole, we also crafted that educational vision, so I want to thank them. And finally, the folks who actually got the doors open at CTA Construction, you can see them in the back, they need to wave their hands too. It was a race to the finish, and I'm really grateful. So thank you. I just wanted to really honor all those efforts that happen behind the scenes and make all this come together. Now we're going to have Mr. Cameron come out and introduce the Student Building Committee.
I would like to take this opportunity to invite the Student Building Committee to stage. All right, I'd love to take an opportunity for all of them to introduce themselves with their current grade, and then I just want to give a very quick background story of how we learned that. Do you want to start over here? Your name and grade.
My name is Aiden Henry, I'm in 8th grade.
I'm Luke Leonardo, and I'm in 8th grade.
I'm in 6th grade. I'm Haley Gloria, and I'm in 6th grade. Alex Ryan, I'm in 6th grade.
I'm Eva Lucas, and I'm in 7th grade. I'm Miles Ferber, and I'm in 7th grade.
I'm Felix Barber, I'm in 7th grade.
I believe the grades are really important there because we all met each other when these students were in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade. We've been doing this work now for 8 years. The 6th and 7th graders are returning back to We established a new school store here at our school, and also possible indoor volleyball in our gym. Just some of the ideas, energy, autonomy, and agency given to these students since they were in third, fourth, and fifth grade. And as an administrator, I've never had that opportunity before. Often school years provide that natural break when the work is completed, and the fruits of that work you start picking maybe in the fall thereafter. We've been in this for a long game, and it was an incredible journey and the opportunity of a lifetime for me to work throughout 4 buildings in this district. Even when they talk up to 6 and 7, still the same work building, the PB building, and then the 3 elementaries as well. I just want to recall one moment. It was probably about a year and a half ago when we were walking the building. And it really brought me back to the 8th grade Washington, D.C. trip that just concluded. And the students often provide such a powerful reminder of what's most important to them, and that is the adults. And without upstating the actual physical building and beautiful campus that we're on, I do want to just share a shout out to the teachers at our middle school, faculty and staff. And in a way, I wish I could close my eyes really slowly and open up and see all of them in these seats, and then close my eyes again and see all of the students in these seats. That's what's that is what makes a school. And I think you all know that. And in that walk, I was reminded when we were walking with the architects were trying their best to share out the amazing newness of the building, everything that was going to be afforded to them and given to them. And I remember them just sticking close to me and just whispering questions to me, and not necessarily, sorry to the architects in the room, so much interest in what the architects were saying. And we see that every year in the DC trip when we have these tour guides who are showing us museums and monuments. And I'm always reminded that 8th graders are glued to the teachers, to the faculty and staff. That's what makes the school. And we're so fortunate to have students like these students who care so much about the building, who have impacted the design and the scope of all of this work. So one more round of applause for our students. But what is fascinating about us coming back together, even though we've been together just about every month for the last 4 years, is when we were most recently talking about the growth we made, we actually went towards the growth that we made as human beings in this journey. So 8 is we're going to be talking about is physical height, or the inches that we grew. If you would like to contribute, share a little bit about the ways we're going to be a person through this journey.
that we're about to play is commissioned by Concord Education Fund. It's by Margaret Boswell. She's a local composer who lives in Newton. She couldn't be here today. And I just wanted to let you know that our school voted on the title. And it's called The First Shot, Old North Legacy by Margaret Boswell. Enjoy.
of the plaque that will be installed in the main lobby honoring everyone who helped to get us here. A reminder to the building committee members to please come get the gifts that Wilson mentioned. And finally, just thank you all. We have clearly built an exceptional facility for what you clearly can see are exceptional children. Thank you. Have a great night. Enjoy your walk.